Hi everybody, this is Dr. Bricker. I am your instructor for EAS 130, Intro to Earth Science. And what you're looking at is the Bright Space course. So what I want to do with this video is just show you an introduction to the course, where materials for the course are located, a little bit about the e-text and homework assignments and quizzes, things like that. So I'm going to hit Content here. And you see over on the left, syllabus, so we'll go over the syllabus in just a minute. Bookmarks, those are bookmarks that you make. Table of contents, we have mastering geography. So this is actually where the homework and the e-text is going to be located, and I'll show you how to get that in just a couple of minutes. And then the first module, week 1, January 11th through January 17th. Okay, so let's start with the syllabus, and then once with talking about the syllabus, we'll see a little bit more about the book and the e-text and what mastering geography actually is. Okay, so the syllabus link, I can click here, which I've already done actually, and let me make this a little bit bigger. This is the syllabus. We'll go through this, look at the schedule, and then talk a little bit about the book again. So I am Dr. Glenn Bricker, based on the Westville campus. 310. It's an online class, but just in case you're ever around, you can stop and say hello. Here's my email address, gbricker@pnw.edu. That's by far the best way to get in contact with me. I check my email several times a day, usually, even on the weekend. So don't hesitate. Reach out to me. So we've got a 3-hour class here: origins of the Earth, solar system, evolution and history of Earth forms, geological processes, history of life, with its interdependence with the Earth, are discussed in this class. So lots of cool stuff here. Even if you weren't an elementary ed major, I think you'd get a lot out of this class. Okay, good. So course objectives: develop understanding of basic characteristics of history and processes on the Earth. So rivers, oceans, glaciers, land formations, volcanism, all these different things are covered in this class, and more. Okay, good. So take a look through the objectives. These are really the things that we're going to cover in the class. Gain experience in problem solving. So some of the homework questions and things like that will go towards skill objectives. So you have that for you. And I'll show you how to obtain the book, but it's Elemental Geosystems with Modified Mastering, 9th edition. So you've got to have the homework package with this. So maybe you have the Elemental Geosystems 9th edition book, but you don't have the homework. Then you'll just have to get the homework. And again, I'll show you about that in just a few minutes. Okay, good. A little bit here about the honor code and different information. Student with disabilities, here's a email address that you can contact and a website. So that's there for you. Mental health and well-being. These resources are available for you too. Here's a website and phone numbers, so you know that this is here. Non-discrimination policy, etc. Different websites for that. Emergency preparedness. So we're going to be online, so make sure you have access to online, and email is really the way to contact me. And I send out announcements too, so make sure you're checking the announcements on the course as well. Everything is through the web for this class. So homework, quizzes, and exams. Those are the places where you'll actually get points for this course. So I don't have discussions, anything like that. Homeworks, quizzes, and exams. That's where you get points. Okay, a little bit with COVID preparedness, Zoom etiquette. So the class is asynchronous. You sort of there's deadlines, but you work on the course when you have time to work on the course. We don't have a certain set meeting time, anything like that. So it's up to you to keep up with deadlines, and study at your own pace within those guidelines. And if you want to set up a Zoom meeting, we could actually set up a Zoom meeting as well if you have questions. Email me first. We can do that. Okay. So Bright Space assignments are available through Mastering Geography. So again, I'll show you how to set that up. And we have several through the semester, and that's going to be 10% of your overall grade. So we don't have a prescribed time, so there's no attendance that way. I mean, I can see through Brightspace when you log in and how much time you spend and things like that. So, make sure you put a good amount of time into the class, and, don't not show up for 3 weeks and then all of a sudden try to, learn everything in one day. It's not going to work. Grading policy, grades are based on 4 tests, several quizzes through the semester, and also homework assignments. And there's a schedule attached to this that we'll take a look at. So the grading scheme, I do use plus-minus grades, and you can see what this looks like. This is as rigorous as it will possibly be. It could be a little bit more relaxed than this. If a whole bunch of people have 89s, maybe I make 89 and A-. So again, this is as rigorous as it will possibly be. Here are the exam dates, so you already know when these are. So generally the exams are due by Sunday night at midnight, and I give you several days beforehand to start it. So once you start it, though, you have to finish it. And usually, again, by Sunday nights, it has to be completed. Okay, quizzes and homework also. So various due dates for those. Okay, so it's weighted like this. I mean, you have a lot of quizzes and a lot of homework, but overall it's 10% of your grade for quizzes, 10% of your grade for homework. Okay, so if you know you're going to miss an exam, I know things come up. Maybe Sunday night there's a big storm and you lose the internet and you can't finish the test or something like that. That can happen. Just let me know and we can work something out. As far as homework goes, when homework is due, if you complete it before the due date, you can get up to 100%. Now, if a question or two you end up answering a day late, it's 10% off. 2 days late, 20%, all the way 5 days late, 50%. It never gets less than 50. So maybe in week 3 you discovered, I forgot to finish the last 2 questions of the first homework. You can still go back and get up to half credit for those, and that's available throughout the whole semester. So over 5 days late, it's reduced to 50% maximum per question that you are late with, and then again it doesn't get lower than that. Okay, so what I will be doing is making some PowerPoints available to you. You'll have the e-text, that's where you're going to learn the material, and I'll also provide some videos and things like that. So generally that's at the beginning of the week. You have all the material to look at, and then generally there'll be a homework assignment and a quiz that goes along with the material that you just learned. And then every so often, according to the schedule, maybe 4 weeks or so, roughly 3 to 5 weeks or so, there's a test. And we'll look at the schedule in just a moment here. Okay, good. So make sure you're checking in often with the class, looking at the announcements. Make sure you have all the due dates set. So here's the tentative schedule for the spring. So this first week, which actually doesn't start until tomorrow, introduction and chapter 1. So make sure that you go through chapter 1. There's a first homework assignment that's due. I believe it's due by Sunday night, and also the first quiz, which on the first assignment is due by Sunday night. Okay, and then you go right into the next chapter. Chapter 2, solar energy, seasons, atmosphere. Chapter 3, the following week, atmospheric energy. Chapter 4, atmospheric ocean circulation. So you can kind of get an idea what the class is about. Water resources, climate regions, climate change, dynamic planet, etc. So you already know there's going to be several quizzes here. Week 5 is kind of a busy week. You'll have a homework, a quiz, and an exam during week 5. Okay? So in general, we do about a chapter a week. There's some weeks that we double up and do 2 chapters, though. Okay, so you already know when the first test is. It'll have to be due by February 14th at midnight, usually I have them due by. And it'll be available to you for several days before that. Okay, so exam 1, exam 2 is going to be due then by March 14th. That's the Sunday before spring break. Excellent. And then we go into the second half of the class really after spring break, a little bit more than half. Weathering, karst landscapes, mass movement, rivers, oceans, coastal systems, etc. You can see that there will be a homework, a quiz, and exam 3 then. So exam weeks are busy. But hopefully the exams aren't too bad. The exams are covering what you've done since the previous exam, and you've had homework and quizzes, so hopefully the exams kind of, not really too stressful to you because it's just over what you've just covered. Okay. The last test is during finals week, so I don't have a date on that yet. So week 14, which is, mid-April basically, chapter 14, 15, and then double up here 16, 17, and then we have exam 4, which is going to be during finals week. Okay, so how do you get into the book? So the last page of the syllabus has some instructions for this. So steps. First thing you got to do is log into Brightspace. So to get to Mastering Geography, it's through Brightspace. You can't go to masteringgeography.com or anything like that, or you can't go to the Pearson website. You have to do it through Brightspace. So log into Brightspace, select the Mastering Physics module from the content area. From the Mastering, did I say physics? I'm a physics professor usually. So select Mastering Geography from the content area. From Mastering Geography module, select My Lab and Mastering course link. If you're new to My Lab or Mastering, you'll have to create a Pearson account. Probably most people already have a Pearson account. If you've had like Mastering Chemistry, My Math Lab, or even in high school, maybe you had a Pearson account. You probably already have one. If not, it's free to make a Pearson account. And then you have to select one of the 3 available options. Maybe you already bought a code somewhere. If not, you can purchase it directly at this point. Now this is, to me, the least expensive way of doing it. You're getting it directly from the source when you do it here. So if you do have a code and you want to use the code, if it's modified mastering, etc., it should work. If not, you can right now purchase it, use a credit card or PayPal. Or if you don't have the funds right now, you can get access with for 14 days temporary for free. So you've got like a 14-day grace period there. And then go to My Courses to view your mastering course. Okay, so where is this located? Let me go back. Probably this will be the quickest way. Okay, so again, it's in content. So everything I've just said, you hit Mastering Geography, My Lab Mastering Course Home. Now mine's going to look different because I've already gone through all this. So once you hit the My Lab Mastering Course Home, or really I think any of these other links will work, but if you hit this, go through, put the information in, either get the book, register now or later. You'll have access after that. So it'll give you an option of, do you want to get the e-text with the homework, or do you just want the homework? Now that's up to you. Maybe you already got the book, a hardcover copy of the book somewhere, and you just need the homework. Then just pick the homework. Chances are, though, you're going to need the e-text with the homework. Okay, so this is where the e-text is located. This is where the homework is located. There's several different ways to get into this. Now if I just hit My Lab Mastering Course Home, and that's what I just did, it will look like this. Not exactly the same for you because you're not teaching the class, but you'll see here you have things like e-text. This is the book. Let's see what it looks like. View the e-text. Just taking a minute to load here. And here's the table of contents up here. We'll start with Essentials of Geography. This is Chapter 1. So this is a pretty good book, actually. It's really interesting stuff. And then you can go through Chapter 1. Here's our key learning concepts, etc. Nice graphics, things like that. So that's where the book is located. And I think you're going to actually like it a lot. Okay, so that's where the e-text is. So Mastering Geography, that's where the e-text is located. Go back to the Mastering Geography again. Actually, let me go here. So this is after I hit, I just went back to this link. The e-text, the study area is really good as well. So when you buy this, all this stuff comes with it. Launch study area. Let's see what we have in chapter 1. So study by chapter. Another link to the e-text if you want. Key learning concepts. So these are the things that you should get out of this chapter. A whole bunch of different videos for you that you can take a look at. Really interesting stuff. And then there's actually a quiz here. So test yourself, chapter quiz. So this isn't for points. This is just to see if you have learned everything. So I recommend before doing the quiz from chapter 1, you go through this test yourself. So you'll see some very similar questions. Right? This looks like this. And then you can go through and take the quiz, see how you did. And again, this part's not for points. And then if you, once you go through it, you can take it again and again and again, as many times as you want to. So I recommend going through study area, chapter quiz, go through that, see how you do before you actually do the real quiz. And I'll show you what the real quiz is in just a minute. Okay, so we got the study area, the e-text, and then there's also homework. So play around with this a little bit. Let me go course home. Again, yours is going to look slightly different. I like the calendar view here. And there's a couple of homeworks that are due by next Sunday. One is just an introduction to mastering geography, so take a look at that. And then one is the first actual homework. And you can see they're all over here. Here are the due dates. So you can click on this. So every chapter is going to have a homework assignment. Do student view. And then chapter 1, reading question 1. Which of the following methods is a characteristic of geography? So hopefully after you've looked through the, read through the chapter, looked at the PowerPoint, you can start looking at the homework. You could look at available hints if you want to, and look at that before you answer these questions. So this is for actual points. This is your actual homework. Now, if you're not sure, I thought it was this or I thought it was that, if you hit review here, this review button here, it'll take you to the part of the book that talks about this. So there's really no reason to get 100% on all the homeworks. I'll just so you see what it looks like. It's from this part of the book. So if I click that, it would take me to that section of the book. And then you can get more information to answer the question. Okay, so mastering geography, you've seen that's where the e-text comes from. That's the study area, lots of information there for you. And also, that's where the actual homework is located. So I'm going to close this back. Okay, good. So here's some other links if you want to do it this way. My Lab Mastering Course Home was what I just clicked. But if you want to just bypass going there and go right to the text, you could hit e-text. Or if you want to go to the assignments, I'll just show you see what it looks like. You can go right to the assignments. So however you want to do it. Mastering Geography. Okay, good. So the first thing to do right away is to click that Mastering Geography link, go and get set up with that. And again, don't wait because you get 14-day grace period before you actually have to pay. So you should get in there, read the first chapter, go through the PowerPoint for the first chapter, maybe go to the study area and take the practice quiz if you feel good about that, do the first homework. Okay, so that's all. That's about mastering geography. Here's the week 1 module. Let's see what's actually in there. So week 1 module, chapter 1, this is the PowerPoint. Chapter 1 review, those are the key concept reviews. I put it there. I also have a chapter 1 homework link here. So there's several ways to get into this stuff. Hopefully that's not confusing. I mean, there's 2 ways to get into it. It's not 2 separate things. It's the same thing, just multiple ways to get there. That's what makes it kind of confusing sometimes. And then, once you feel good about it, this is the actual quiz. So it's due by January 17th, so that's due by Sunday at midnight. So make sure that you have your settings set to Central Time. Everything I'm talking about is Central Time. Okay. Okay, and then you've got, I think, 30 minutes to complete the quiz. So it'll be open. The quiz will be open Wednesday morning. It'll be available Wednesday morning, I should say, all the way through Sunday night. So sometime between Wednesday and Sunday, once you open it, you have to do it in one sitting, but it's available Wednesday morning all the way to Sunday. Most people probably work on it on the weekends, but maybe you work the weekend, so you have to do it on Friday or something like that. Okay, let me go back to Course Home. And then over here, Quiz 1 due. So that's a reminder. It's due Sunday by midnight. The first Chapter 1 homework is due. There's also that Intro to Geography homework that's due. Let me see what this looks like. Chapter 1 homework due. You can click here. Another way of getting into it. Okay, open in a new window. So in addition to this one, remember there's the Intro to Mastering Geography. It's not about geography per se, it's about how mastering physics works. Okay? Hopefully that's not too confusing. It takes a minute, I think, to kind of internalize all this stuff. So let me just give you a synopsis one more time. Here's Course Home. This is where the announcements are located. And then you can see Quiz 1 due. This is when the homework is due. That's where announcements are located. And then when you go to content, now over here on the left, we went through the syllabus, mastering geography. Again, that's where you can get to the e-text, homework, and the study area. And then I've got week 1 module. And there's a little bit of overlap. So once you hit mastering geography, you can get to the homework that way. Or if you go to the week 1 module, you can get to the homework this way. That sort of thing. Okay, if you have any questions at all about where anything is located, just send me an email. Like I said, I check my email multiple times per day. Okay, good. So what should you do? You should hit the Mastering Geography link, make sure that you can get into that, and that allows you then to access the book. So this week, do that. Read the first chapter, look at the first chapter PowerPoint, which is in the week 1 module, and then you've got homework from Chapter 1 to complete. You've got the Mastering Geography Intro part to complete. That's only 4 points. And then once you feel comfortable, take the actual quiz, which is here. Again, before taking the actual quiz, I would go to the study area and take the kind of like practice quiz. Right, study area, and that's where you can take a practice quiz. All right, any questions, just email. You have my email address in the syllabus, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye-bye.